very very good for at least Manchester United, and
Yeah,
that
man.
has partly dictated my mood over the last two game weeks as well. Plus,
It has to be amazing.
yeah,
It has to feel amazing, man.
yeah,
I
there's
would love.
nothing.
I like
Yeah.
what I wouldn't give to be in your place.
There's nothing better than a good night's sleep after what United did last game week. Plus, having a couple of back-to-back game weeks, plus having goal scorers in my FPL team as well, returning, especially Dorgu. So very very good two game weeks for me. So yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Love to see them green arrows as well as your, own team doing so well. Like it could, like they with the constraint that they're only in the Premier League. Any team cannot do better than what United has done in the last 2 weeks. Basically, like beating the top two teams of the league back to back.
Mm.
I mean, it has to be the club must have been on a must be on a high. So fans are definitely off the rails. I can see all around. United fans are going crazy, and rightly so. Also, I mean, they deserve this feeling for sure. I'm sure, like. Since it has come after such a long time and such a frustrating time, that too, right? You know,
yeah,
it's just that United have actually done better against the top clubs even under Amorim. It's just
correct,
those matches with the lower ranked teams where they've struggled. But the fact that these two huge matches have come back to back and they've won
six
convincingly, I should
points from
say.
them. Yeah, yeah,
So that has to really matter a lot. So, and
yeah,
that's coming out amongst the fans also, rightly so. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, again, it's like that test again wherein you're facing a very very different kind of opposition coming up next week. It will not at all be how it was against City and how it was against Arsenal. They will play differently, so it will be a really good test for Carrick on how he does against Fulham now.
right.
Your thoughts, like, what do you think? What is the feeling, I should say?
I mean, whatever I wanted from this season, I've already gotten in the last two game weeks. I
I
don't
can
think
rest. I can rest well this
I
season
can
now.
rest well.
But I
No,
think
Makes
one
sense.
thing is going to be like, I think Premier League is going to get a lot of TRP just from the
yeah,
fact that the
For
top
sure.
four is going to be between Chelsea, Liverpool, and United now.
yeah,
So that's, and I think top five is also fine. But again, these three positions being fought, like these two positions being fought by the three of the most fiercest rivals which are there.
I mean, there's Villa
Given,
too. That proper game or two, I think
but
they'll also be.
I'm seeing Villa have stamped kind of that third now, and given how
Hmm.
Emery is doing with the squad, I feel they are stable enough, and they have a good fixture run. Like they dealt with the tough fixture run in the past few game weeks, and I think it's going to be green
Correct.
grass for them in the upcoming game weeks as well. And we are looking to get some assets. We already have few assets, and we'll discuss where we are at.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, like quick agenda for today is we will be discussing obviously a wildcard team. That's one of the section we have thought of. We have already a wildcard team that we've thought of. We look at teams stats. We look at player projections for the next 4 or 5 game weeks. We'll look at the window of next 4 game weeks as well. We'll have a slight discussion on captaincy as well, and obviously you guys can get your questions in as and when we move.
Yes.
So, a quick
Sounds
plug
good.
on FF Scout. Um, so, one thing to introduce now, if you go, they also have a solver introduced in their members area. You can just plug in your team and it could suggest you the best transfer that you can make. This is like anything like you've previously used, maybe on some different tools here and there. It's similar to folks who have used FPL review in the past. So this solver also has a lot of good features that can help you build your team. And maybe if you don't want to make it make a statistical decision, I think that is the best place to. And then I mentioned that there is a section of eye test where you can look at highlights and some of the key aspect a player uh, has been from an FPL sense has been involved. So that gives you there. So till the end of the season, you can get a 5% discount, and that's already on a lower down price for till the end of the season. So again, a good place to be in, and obviously for the upcoming season as well. All right, so this is still game week 28 from 24. We have the fixture sorted by difficulty. So the top four teams that we see now are Bournemouth. Unfortunately, Tavernier, that Aman got a return, got injured, who was looking like a pick to have for this interesting run that's coming up. Then we have Crystal Palace, although not sure which assets stand out right now given the form, but obviously Munoz, Sar are coming up in discussion again. Then we have United. It looks inevitable to have two United assets now, and then obviously Aston Villa. So these are the four teams I think most of the squads will be targeting, or the managers will be targeting. And
Chelsea, I think you
Chelsea as well.
forgot
oh yeah,
Chelsea.
yeah, Chelsea as well, at least till 27. So they will be targeting, and at least two assets from I think Chelsea, United are must looking like a must to have for this run. And Chelsea looks like a team who are generating XG and can score goals under Rosner. So maybe Aman, why don't you take up from there?
Yeah. So clearly, I mean, what is happening right now, there is a very clear swing of fixtures specifically for, three teams, I'd say Chelsea, Manchester United, and Bournemouth. And they have a good fixture run for a considerable time period of at least 4 to 5 weeks. So Chelsea right now, like this week, is the best window to get into their assets and try to get the maximum out of them for in the next over the next four fixtures, where three of them are being played at home for
Yeah,
Chelsea. So that's pretty big. We'll come again to the discussion whom are the best picks from Chelsea at the moment, because
Fortunately,
that's
वो possible
a
है.
big point of contention, as we discussed. But then clearly from United, Bruno has almost become like a must have and the top priority transfer for this week. If you don't have him already, I'm pretty sure almost everybody must be thinking of how to get him,
yeah.
and I'm almost sure that almost everybody has already got him in, if it was not too difficult. And then Bournemouth again is like some not as huge a priority, but it could be that some of their assets can prove to be a little bit differential, or help you gain some rank.
Mhm.
Crystal Palace, there are a few question marks with their defense not looking the best at the moment. And John Philip Mateta, he's leaving.
Stan Larson just
So
joined Palace.
It's
Mateta's
confirmed.
an option has gone.
Stan Larson is confirmed.
Yeah,
Yeah, he joined.
Hmm.
I think so. I'm not fully sure, but yeah, I think he's confirmed. So, but again, like we don't know how soon he comes into the squad, how soon he's integrated. That's although he is match fit, he's been playing regularly for Wolves. So I would guess he can actually just go straight into the team, like how we saw Semenyo for City. Right. So these are a few things. I think for me, the biggest opportunity or the most priority transfers are amongst Chelsea and United.
But do you see, like, because I think we are all kind of chasing an upside right now, and we desperately need one good green arrow. So I think it's also key to pick the right assets from these teams, and maybe some differential captain opportunities. So do you see these window for these clubs? And obviously, I will not discount a shout
Yeah.
on Watkins as a captain maybe in some game week, and obviously Enzo is also favored in few. Maybe Pedro might become if he's going to have secure minutes given his recent run of form. So I think these are and way Liverpool. And I think in 26 surely we might see Chelsea captain, because City is away to Liverpool, and then I think against Newcastle in 27 also we might look at Chelsea, or even United for that matter, against Everton. So I think a good window, not just from a standpoint that these teams are looking good or have a favorable fixture run, but they do also give a clear cut captaincy option in this run of fixtures. Vimarsh, any
Correct.
take on
So I think
Enzo?
in terms of captaincy, I, I'll just quickly go on, talk about Chelsea, and I think Vimersh is better suited to talk on United.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
when it
continue.
comes to Chelsea right now, I think Enzo is the clear pick in terms of whom to prioritize, because he is sharing penalty duties with Palmer. So I'm pretty sure with the way Palmer is being his minutes are being managed, there would be some 20 to 30 minutes in every match towards the end of or towards the start of the match, wherein uh, Palmer would not be on the pitch, and then Enzo would be taking the pens. So that's really, that's one exciting factor about Enzo as a pick, and he's almost always guaranteed to start because of the way, because of the role he plays in the team, and how much
yeah.
Rosenier loves him as a player, and how much he wants him to be a part of that team all the time. So for me, first priority is Enzo, but after that, it's I mean, uh, I would go for any other asset from Chelsea only if you have a lot of luxury free transfers left, because I mean, personally, I would rather try it. I don't think Palmer is a clear cut option right now, simply because he's not playing enough minutes, and you don't know which match he might get benched in. We also have a lot of fixture congestion. We are playing Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, a second leg, and then there, as a result, we'd be playing three matches back to back in close succession. So, you could actually expect Palmer maybe even being benched for one of those Premier League match to make ensure that he is fit for playing against Arsenal. So I'm not so keen on Palmer. And then beyond that, you might want to just look at some one of the options from defense between Chalobah and Bob Sanchez. I mean, these are the only three options at the moment where I see opportunity. But then again, is any of them really captainable? I'm not so sure. I would like, would you bank your captaincy on Enzo in any of these weeks?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Maybe Burnley. Maybe Burnley, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that's the problem with the even with Chelsea again. Like in the sense that you never know who's gonna score the goal. Like in the last two matches, Pedro has been scoring goals. Enzo's getting returns here and there sparsely, but he's been returning here and there. But you never know again when he'll return. There's no clear cut window of opportunity where you can say, okay, here he's going to score. I'll captain him or something like that, or where there's a high probability of him scoring. And Palmer is again the minutes are a question. Earlier in the season, I was of the opinion that I would get Pedro Neto during this run of fixtures, but I'm not sure about his minutes now. What do you think about his minutes, Aman? Pedro Neto.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Pedro Neto, again, I would agree with you.
Yeah,
There are high chances that, actually Estevao is favored instead of Pedro Neto in some of those matches, and
yeah.
he's maybe benched also with the way Pedro sort of, his because of his work rate, a lot of times I think Rosine will be mindful of how much he might be getting exhausted. So in place, he
Mm,
might see a few more benchings that he was usually seeing under
right.
Maresca, where he was clearly being favored either on the left or on the right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, apart if you have to really do differential, I would agree with you that Pedro is probably one option. But then again, Vimash, I don't know, whether Pedro is a safe pick for all the four
Right.
matches.
True.
It could very well happen that he's benched in one of those, and because Dilap is fit, and we need Pedro similar to Palmer might again be prioritized for the Arsenal Carabao Cup matchup, and
Mm.
maybe he gets benching in one of the matches before or after that match, right?
So the question then arises like if you want anybody that's Enzo, but the second question is like, do you think Dilap cuts into Pedro's minutes in the Premier League
Yeah.
a lot?
He's
Do you
a
think Pedro starts all these matches?
he's a genuine competition to Pedro, and and it's not like Rosenier doesn't like Delap. It's just that Pedro right now is definitely. It seems that he's in a good
Good.
moment.
Hmm.
So at least he might start. But would you guarantee that he'll play 90 minutes? I don't think so.
No, but
Hmm.
I mean, 60, 70 minutes in all these matches is, in your opinion, should be
That's pretty good.
guaranteed, right?
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. So
I
yeah,
mean,
if that's what I'm saying, if you
yeah,
have to really go differential, then Pedro is definitely one
yeah,
option.
because
But
that's
you
what
have
I'm
to be
considering. Yeah, yeah.
sort of mindful that it's almost like you're booking in a transfer, because you know uh, after 27 the matches are not really that good, and then you might be feeling that maybe that amount of money is better spent in your midfield. So you have to know that you're basically spending two transfers on Pedro, so your
Yeah,
risk reward
I mean, I'm
has
okay
to
with
just
that
has
for
to be
the for four
justified.
game weeks. 4 game weeks is a considerable amount of time. If he can do well in these 4 game weeks, it will be worth the this thing. The only
Agreed.
thing is, I think attack wise, I'm sorted. I mean, my priorities would be Enzo and Joe Pedro, and defense wise is again a point of discussion because I don't think I'm sold on Chelsea defense yet
Hmm.
because the clean sheet they kept in the last to last game, I think they were very lucky to keep that clean sheet. And in the last game, they again conceded 1 goal in the Champions League. Also, they conceded 2 goals. So I'm not totally sold on their defense right now. I think I'll watch one more game. I'm pretty sure if West Ham scores against Chelsea, I'm not getting Chalobah.
So my take
Hmm.
on that
Yeah, so
part
so
is,
coming back to your point on Pedro, just one point. So one good strategy could be that you move out of Thiago this week and move into Pedro, and in game week 28 you move back into Thiago.
yeah,
When Brentford's good run of fixture comes back again,
yeah,
and and I think they're going Burnley away
yeah.
in 28. So that's a good hop on hop off kind of a strategy that you might want to use without sort of expending that third striker
That's true.
spot, and keeping that as a dud or a cheapie.
I agree, but the only problem is Thiago's already hurt a lot of us a lot whenever we've taken him out, and I don't mind the disappointment of him not returning with high ownership as compared to the disappointment of him returning with him not in my team. Right? You understand the trade-off. So I
Yeah.
don't have a problem if he doesn't return with me, it's because his ownership is very high. Almost all wildcard drafts have him. Almost all teams currently have him.
Yeah.
So I would rather keep him, and he even if he doesn't return, it's okay. I'll have a good night's sleep. But him not being in my team will give me a sleepless night.
I mean, if you're willing to take a risk and somebody's really looking to go differential, so then I feel this has to be your strategy. Like,
I
and
thought about it,
I
but the
think
thing is, I
especially if
just
you're
got
on a
Thiago
wild
last
card,
week only. That's the problem.
I'd
I
say
just got him.
especially if you're on a wild card, because in a way, you're sort of using just one transfer down the line to get Thiago back. But if you're not in a wild card, then you're talking about two transfers: first to get out of Thiago, and second
Correct.
to get back into him. So then I don't feel it's as lucrative.
Yeah, I think for the next few game weeks, or at least some of them, I might shift to a 3-4-3 for
Yeah.
some games. At least for the next one, I might do a 3-4-3 if I get
Yeah.
Pedro, Joao Pedro.
Right.
But yeah, that's another topic. So yeah, I mean
What do
Chelsea
you
is sorted.
think
Then
of
these are
United? What do
that's
you
what I
think
was
of
coming to
United?
about United. The only thing is Fulham is a very important game because we've seen United do this before. They play very well against the top teams and do very well in a game or two. And what happens is people start getting their assets, their players, and then suddenly they start losing to like the lower half teams or like the second half teams. If United win against Fulham, I think every manager should get at least two United assets into their team going forward. If
I
not,
think
then
every manager is trying to get at least two assets already,
they are right
even
now, but I think
despite
they're
the
jumping the
fact.
gun because I truly believe that although we played well against City and Arsenal, this game against Fulham at home will truly define how our season goes from here. If we win this, I think we are going to have a sensational end to the season. If we lose this game or even draw it, I don't think we're going to do so well, and I don't think our assets are going to do so well. So it's a very important fixture for United at home against
Right.
Fulham because we have momentum. We have
Psychological point.
top two teams, yeah, we beaten the top two teams. We are on a manager bounce. If we win this, I think we are going to thrash every other team mostly. I don't think we're going to lose like that. Maybe we draw something like that. But if we don't, then mark my words, it'll be a very tough problem for all the managers who've gotten two or three United assets.
That's what happens when you start loving
Fair.
United.
But I think
Yeah, you can't be totally happy also.
what do you think about defense? I'm because I am actually interested in United's defensive assets.
I
What are
wouldn't
your
get defense
thoughts?
for now. I think again jumping the gun too early. I still feel Fulham might score against United. If United win, I don't think it'll be a clean sheet. If it is, I'll be very happy. But I don't think there are many more defensive assets you can get into instead of United. I mean, I would again, although I don't trust Chelsea defense, I would still get Chalobah over a United asset right now. Defense. what I would look at is probably just Bruno Fernandes primarily. If you just have him, that's well and good. If you want to get somebody in place of, let's say, someone like Foden, you could just directly shift to Mbumo. And if you want to go a little differential, maybe Cunha. You never know. Maybe Cunha returns in the next few
Yeah,
games. So I was thinking of contemplating of getting Cunha also, but then I thought, I mean, Mbumo's been returning consistently, and he's been the one consistent performer. So he's the one who can be trusted after Bruno.
I think
right,
with
right. No, yeah, I
United,
mean,
it's that case of minutes, and I think Bruno and Mbomo are the only sure shot. And such an unfortunate thing for Dogu to get injured after a streak
Correct.
of two good games.
Yeah.
Else he would have been a defensive pick there.
Correct, correct. He would have been. I mean, his price already rose, and then people got to know what his injury, the extent of his injury,
Yeah.
uh, uh, and you never know. I mean, even Sesko could return well in these games. With this manager bounce, you never know who's gonna shine now, right?
No, but
Because
yeah, you'll like to not be in the same scenario of players not starting and having that headache. I think it's good to back the X minutes where you are sure, and I think those
correct.
assets will some or the other in the some or the other game week going to return.
I still feel with Dorgu gone, I think Cunha will come in now and will start on the wing probably, or you never know.
Hmm.
So because Dorgu was taking up that place and Cunha wasn't starting the last two games, even though he came on and he's returned in both the games in 20 odd minutes of
Yeah.
play time.
And
So
With Chelsea, I think I wanted to put a case forward for Chaloba. I think so. He can get Defcon. So
yeah,
I think in the next four fixture, I see at least two game weeks with double-digit returns with him in the team. I think there are two clean sheets there. So that is an upside I see with Chaloba, with Defcon and like a clean sheet fixture. That happens, I think it's enough. What you can expect, like 2 10 pointers is decent for this the upcoming fixture, and that is.
so would you target Chalobah or would you target Joao Pedro for the next four games if you had to target one? Because let's
I
say you have
would
to
I
transfer.
would not. I'm not going to be hell bent on getting Pedro, but I think it's safe to get Enzo right now because I think there is an upside that even if Palmer starts right or Pedro starts post 60 70 minutes, then their minutes X minutes dip, and then that's where penalty chances and the most likely player to score a goal for Chelsea is Enzo. So that is a case where I am even thinking of taking a hit this game week of getting him for Bruno Gimenez in my team because it makes sense, right? Like for my dues will be paid in the next 4 game weeks. I
I
feel
think your dilemma is pretty similar to Ritin's because he's also thinking of replacing Bruno G with Enzo.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think so. Would you rather, and the other option, like something like he's talking about is O'Reilly replacement, but even like what I also feel is that getting in Enzo must be your higher priority if you already have at
yep,
least Bruno in your
yep,
team.
yeah, yeah. If you already have Bruno, then I think Enzo is the second best pick. And maybe like for game week 26 again. So we have to think if this manner that if you don't have like Arsenal double up right now, you would need that in 26 because of their double game week. And also, if you are looking at defensive transfer, I think the
Correct.
priority can be Chelsea, and then I'm thinking of getting Munoz as well in some more like at least in 26. So before that, it's better to stack three Arsenal as well because you don't want to waste a transfer then to like get Munoz because that is also a really good fixture like Burnley Wolves back to back. I think the next four are also good. So
Yeah.
if someone is
Yeah.
looking like an O'Reilly replacement right now, it could be Munoz. But we'll discuss like we what transfer trends we are seeing and we can prioritize. Have all three of us can have our list there, so that could be there. But any thoughts on Aston
Yeah.
Villa double up or is it?
Outside of these top five, yeah. No, I mean, I think like probably the biggest question right now is, I think three midfield spots are pretty much locked for almost everybody, at least in their minds. That with the Bruno, Mbumo, and Enzo being the top priority transfers.
Yeah,
If you don't have them, that's, I'm pretty sure, almost everybody is sort of thinking to go in that direction. It's
yeah,
the question for the remaining two spots in the midfield. What do you do with those? And one of the from and for one of those, I think the biggest question is whether w- you'd probably want to have one Arsenal cover, since they would be, they are more likely to develop. I should say they're not certain to develop. It could be that Chelsea overturn the lead and we actually win the second leg of the Carabao Cup away to Arsenal. Also, that's, although that sounds a little far fetched, but anything can happen. It's a cup game. It's not. It's not like it won't be too surprising. I mean, it would be surprising, but it we have seen uh, far unlikely things happening.
sure.
So uh, so for sure, like your fourth spot, then you're thinking for Rice, most probably,
Yeah,
right? You don't want, if you already have Saka, I'm sure you're not moving out of Saka. I mean, logically, you should not be, trying to move out of Saka if you already have him,
yeah,
considering Arsenal are going to double up in game week 26, more likely to double up again, I should say. So now the question is again on the final spot. So there are three or four really, really good options remaining now, right? There's there's Rogers, then there's Semenyo, there's somebody like an NDI also
yeah,
out there, and you could also think of something like a Dewsbury Hall instead. Save some funds and move those and use those funds some in your defense rather, to get him somebody like a Munoz. So the trade-off is like whether you like something like a Munoz and Dewsbury Hall, or something like, say, a Richards plus NDI. That's the trade-off, right? So, and all of this is just for that one final spot. So what, in this scenario, I would really be sort of looking at Rogers as one Aston Villa asset whom I really would want in my team, considering just looking at their run, right? Like right now, next week they're going to face Brentford at home, then they have Bournemouth away, Brighton at home, Leeds at home, and then Wolves away. That's a fabulous, fabulous run of fixtures. And Rogers has actually been performing pretty well in terms of his underlying data as well. He has been taking those chances, creating those chances. He's just been a little unlucky in the last 3 to 4 matches actually, that
yeah,
he's not gotten more returns
yeah,
than he has. But yeah, I mean, for me, I would probably be looking at Rogers out of the remaining players from the Villa side. And for me, I think I'll just stop at Rogers. I'm not interested in the Villa defense. I'm not interested in the Villa forwards.
yeah,
I mean, obviously Watkins is a differential option if you really, really want to go different. But but sooner than later, I feel he'll start facing competition from Tammy Abraham, whom they've recently signed.
yeah,
So I'm not so sure whether he'll be playing the entire
yeah.
90 in a few matches or not. At
No,
least for the
so
next two, probably he's good, but afterwards, I think he'll also face some competition.
yeah, so with Emery, and it has been a recent trend that I have also witnessed, and for folks who are close to Aston, they have noticed this that Emery, and whenever they are getting a early goal, he wants to solidify the last 20 or 25 minutes of his team, and that's where he's taking out his attack and putting in players that are good on the ball. So Watkins is where he keeps the ball very less, and that's where he becomes a likely transfer out after 70 minutes or 60 minutes. And with Aston, we have seen that they are getting early goals each game week. So that is where again Rogers is a 90 minutes man, and it's there. But one more name that comes to my thought, obviously you mentioned about Semenyo could be managed again. We never know, but Sar could again be a good pick from Palace outside Rogers,
Yeah.
because one player that we know for sure is going to start each game week and always has delivered on high XG numbers is Sar. So now he's back in the team again, a good fixture run. So differential option, but yes, you it might become a very popular pick in game week 26. So why not board that boat early on?
It could, but the only problem there is Palace form. I don't think they are in the best form
Yeah,
right
but
now. So
obviously they never had this good run of fixture also lately. So and with
yeah,
players departing and injuries,
yeah,
everything playing
exactly.
out. But one thing again, there Adam Wharton is suspended, so again you never know how fluent they will be in the attack, and that is why Munoz becomes a pick because obviously his duty will improve. Might be on the DefCon also for once because Wharton is not there, so the
Right.
reliance on the backline increases. So that's going to be. Then I think there might be a transfer out of Wharton to Liverpool also. There are
For sure.
rumors.
I mean, but I mean, if somebody's looking to go a little bit differential, then I think Palace is a genuine option that, you can at least have one player from Palace or even two if you're, super
Uh,
risky.
I don't agree with
But yeah, I
that.
mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's,
Palace,
it becomes difficult, when you place your draft and when you start prioritizing players.
true.
I'm always seeing that, the only player I'm probably willing to make some sacrifice for is maybe Munoz, but
Yeah,
nobody else.
yeah,
Yeah, but we must also consider the fact that when Munoz was returning, Crystal Palace was in a very good run of form, and they are
Yeah.
not in that right now. So again, form will also define. I mean, if he doesn't get the ball in the way he was get in the way that he was getting earlier, or he's not, the team is not gelling up as the way they were earlier because of like injuries, transfers, and stuff like that. I don't think he's going to return like that.
I think
He-
that is again where we want to think of
Yeah.
a good FPL asset versus what we look at from a phone. Like he's always a good FPL asset. Even Bowen has proven to be despite the
He
team being
has,
bad.
but even Bowen owners needed a lot of patience, right? He's not returning each and every week. He returns in a very odd game week.
But
He'll
I
return
think he
some.
can be a hold. Like he could have been on hold
Bowen?
and he not. Munoz can be a hold, right? If he wasn't injured in the earlier.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at Crystal Palace's form, and I don't feel like going there. So,
Mo is asking about what is DEFCON, so that's defensive contribution. So you get that. Aman has, I think, replied to him. All right, so let's quickly look into the transfer trends, and it's more aligned to how what we were just talking about when looking at the fixture. So, in terms of the defenders bought, most defend
comedy.
Dorgu is most bought and most sold.
Yeah, both
So,
sold. What a scam.
yeah, so unfortunate that he got injured,
I
and
think
then
I sort of, so I've actually gained, I've gained point 0.1 in value because of, him rising twice
Same.
since
Yeah.
I've gotten him. I'm trying to keep track of his now, expected drop, because like if I have to make use of that value gained, I think I'll have to make a transfer if I really want to,
yeah.
not lose that value.
I think
But
he'll
let's
drop
see.
before the deadline again.
Will he? Oh
I,
yeah.
I mean, he'll be gone for 10 weeks now. I think people are taking him
No,
Yeah,
out.
I mean, for sure, but like it's not like, it's not so likely that, a player actually ends up rising and dropping within the same
yeah,
week.
yeah.
I've not
It's
seen
not
that
going to
It,
actually
happen.
it
happen,
doesn't, but
to
this
be
is
honest.
also a wild card game week, no? So people have
But
like
that
those
I
does not
don't think,
impact.
like, with the
don't
way
affect price,
transfers
huh?
are going, he is gonna drop before the deadline.
Yeah,
It doesn't affect the wild card transfers, don't affect the price, huh?
no, not
Yeah,
much.
they don't.
So then, if you talk about other good picks, I think Gehi is also a good pick. I think he'll be assured of minutes given
Yeah.
the number of injuries City has right now. But
So
yes,
I
Chaloba
have
is
just
also.
one point with respect to City, any City asset, and that includes Semenyo. It's that they are blanking in game week 31 for sure. So Arsenal and City are gonna blank in game week 31.
But
Now,
won't we
if
have
anybody is
Jimenez?
not on a wild card right now, then they have to, no, if you don't have, if you're not playing wildcard right now, then you have to sort of manage all these blanking players in your team by game week 31. So you have to sort of manage the load of Arsenal and City players in your team, and you have to collect enough transfers so as to be able to move them out by game week 31. So in that respect, bringing in Semenyo is actually meaning, or bringing another City asset at the moment means you are, sort of using at least two transfers on that one spot.
Yeah,
There is no other way, right? You more than likely you're not going to move out your Arsenal assets because you want them for the long term. So the only, and I'm pretty sure you won't be moving out Haaland
no.
because he's also a hold, and there's too much value in a player like Haaland for everybody. So nobody's gonna move on them on him.
Mm.
same is the case for whoever has, say, Declan Rice. Somebody has Gabriel. They've risen too much in too less time. Like Gabriel has risen too much since he has gotten back in the team. So you're not moving him out. You're not moving Timber out. So who is remaining? Somebody like an O'Reilly, somebody like a Gehi if you already have him,
Yeah.
somebody like a Semenyo.
Yeah.
So why do you want to commit two transfers on that player then?
Yep. Makes sense. Any other standout pick that you guys are seeing? I think Senesi with the fixture and Bournemouth had. I think they had probably the best run, but
And
again
yeah,
the
I
picks
never
are.
sold. Honestly, I never sold Senesi since I bought. Since I bought,
No,
I've
I
always
mean
had.
he was a season hold from the
Yeah, yeah,
start. We identified him as a good pick, so
yeah.
it's obviously, and he's among the assists. I think he's second
But
highest
if you
assist for
look at
Bournemouth.
their
That fixture run is good.
if you look at, yeah, he has got 4 assists over the season, but I mean, if you look at their form, it's not been anything to write home about.
Correct.
They've not really done well over the last 5-6 matches actually. Like, I think, if I'm not wrong, when was their last clean sheet? It has been like, I think, some 8 matches.
Against
Yeah,
Chelsea, game week 15.
yeah, it was against Chelsea, and that was 8 matches before. Like,
Correct.
it was a 9 matches before.
Good time to
For
get
the
onto
last
that.
8 matches, they've not kept a clean sheet.
But I
Correct.
think the fixture run now at least
Yeah.
three
But
clean sheets
Senesi's
is
been
good.
giving DEFCON points regularly, so
Yeah,
his floor is three
four.
normally,
Yeah,
3 to 4. Yeah.
yeah.
Unless he gets a yellow
No,
card.
but they've been conceding a lot of goals as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
he always ends up losing 1 point
correct.
because of the number of goals conceded. So
Right.
it's not as high. But yeah, I mean, with the kind of fixture run there that's upcoming, I think it's fair to bet on
Yeah, I might start him as well
Bournemouth
this week.
as
I
a,
mean,
yeah.
one another defender is probably a Sunderland defender. Mukiele is good for now.
Obviously, yeah.
But
Yeah,
he's got 4.5. I
yeah,
rather prefer Alderete in place of
correct.
Mukiele.
But
Although
who would
Mukiele
yeah.
definitely has a much higher assist threat.
Healing.
So once when they were becoming a pick, I remember like 6-7 game weeks back when we were looking like Sunderland picks can be, and we
Ah,
thought
man.
of it could be Mukiele or Alderete, and now we are here with a 29-point swing between these two guys. So that's the difference. Like it really
Exactly.
has
And
been.
I had the option. I had that option to go Mukiele. He was, just point one or point one or point two
Yeah,
cheap, more
4 versus
expensive than
3.9.
Alderete, and I
Point one
decided
to
to
point two
actually
cost you 29 points.
Yeah,
yeah.
but this
I
is
think
this
And
season as
we've
well.
done bad
it's
decision
been
making like
crazy.
that on other players also. For instance, Bruno Guimaraes and Gordon, massive swing.
Yeah,
Just picking
yeah,
one instead of
same.
the other would have just.
Thiago
Um,
Ekitike, Gordon, Bruno,
Please don't talk
Mukiele.
about Thiago. I just think
There be, by the way, just a moment. Like, there's been so many such cases, right? Look at this one, O'Reilly versus
Marinus
Nunes.
Nunes.
who's
Nunes.
Yeah, Nunes swing. That's a
Yeah,
crazy swing. Like, at the time, O'Reilly was actually the best defender in the league in terms of his underlying stats, and even eye test everything. He was box crashing. He was just trying to assist and whatnot. And right after we got him in, Pep decided to change sort of his role, and how much how much freedom he had going forward. And Matheus Nunes has been delivering like anything ever since. Like,
Yeah.
that is a crazy swing. Same is the case for whoever trusted Reece James in place of Chalobah from Chelsea. Like, Chalobah has had such a insane run in terms of returning and defconning, even clean sheets. So he's the second highest scoring defender right now in the league, in FPL. So those are the kind of swings. Same is the case with if you had gone for Richards, or say somebody like a Lecroix over Gehi at one, like in the start, both were 5 million defenders,
Yeah.
and look at Gehi now. Insane, the kind of small decisions, how they've panned out.
Yep.
yeah.
Fair. And not getting Wilson.
And
That I
not
had.
and
That I did
selling
right.
Wilson, even
That I
selling
did.
Wilson.
That I did right. That one thing I've done right. That him
My
I've held on
God,
to.
All right.
please,
So let's
yeah.
look at the midfield section. So Bruno goes without saying is the key transfer. Foden to Bruno is like the theme of the week. Bruno G again, like he was injured, didn't feature last game week. He is supposedly fit for this one. I think the flag has gone out from FPL as well. And then Mbumo is a key transfer for him. Enzo also looks like a fair shout, and Semenyo also. People are getting in Wilson also now. And let me just look at the
I honestly feel it's not the right time to get Wilson now. If you've had him, it's
yeah. So
fine. Not
United,
now.
Everton, City, Sunderland, but I think he scores from zero xG man. Like he's some different element is in him right now. But yeah, I think if people are buying, so I don't know. So Mosley people should get now, but I think it's a good hold to have.
Yeah, he's a good hold, not a buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a buy. Let's just quickly wrap up quickly on the remaining teams. We've discussed the top teams, and let's just quickly skim through the other ones and see if there is any interesting pick. So I think one interesting discussion would be whether you'd like to sort of have a hybrid kind of team wherein you have say four sorted or almost fixed midfielders, and then you have somebody like a
Wilson.
player between 5 to 6 million kind of a player, or 6 point up to 6.5 million kind of a player
Yes.
as the fifth midfielder, and a
Three
similar
forwards.
priced third forward, somebody who's up to say maybe 7 million
I
or something
absolutely
like
agree
that.
with this point. I was actually coming to this as well because I was tinkering with my draft, and that is what I'm planning to do as well. Because that seems the way to go forward. Because that will also allow you to utilize your bench boost whenever you use it, and it'll give you a little bit of flexibility. Because at least one midfielder will be in the, as you mentioned, 5 to 6 million range, somewhere around that point. That person you can bench in any particular game week, and I feel right now the best three forwards would be Haaland, Pedro, and Thiago if you want them. But obviously, out of one of these, you can replace them with, let's say, Mane or Krupi to save money to have a cheap forward. But I absolutely agree with that. You can play 3-4-3, 3-5-2 in weeks, whatever suit you. And
Correct.
that is what I'm planning
Yeah.
to do myself as well. So that's a good shout. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and not just that, you can actually have a pretty sorted defense as well. And in game weeks where you feel like maybe the defenders have even a higher upside, you can even go 4-4-2, something like that, 4-5-1 even, right? In some of those cases, although there won't be like a lot of such weeks where you would not want to, where you'd like to bench two out of the three forwards. But yeah, I mean, still, there's always a chance for playing 4-4-2 at the very least. But yeah, like that was my point. And in that respect, there are a few players, who are putting their hands up in that fifth midfielder and third forward spot.
Yeah.
So any interesting picks that you guys have in mind for your own teams, like based on maybe a template-ish kind of a pick, and somebody on a like somebody as a differential pick that you'd be interested in as your fifth midfielder. Let's discuss that first. What
So
what do you say, Varun? Like, what do you think?
I that's why I wanted to bring up this view. I was anyway planning to, but I wanted to bring up this view to show that even right now, although we know Brentford does well in terms of converting, they are still behind like their expected goals. And what Thiago is doing, I think the next best player is Sade there. So if I had to think
Yeah.
of a pick which can like I can hop on, hop off, and like have a five midfield and a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 kind of formation at times, because I don't have Thiago right now, and I don't feel like it's like this window makes sense now. It will be more like a knee jerking over that. So I'm thinking maybe if I have to offset that Thiago ownership, maybe Sade can be that pick who might give me similar return in that time period, and he's been generating that XG or at least on an assist level threat. So return is obviously there. So that would be my take there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was thinking of holding Bruno G and even Shaka for that matter, because they tick along really well. Like it's more like a 6 pointer or a 4 pointer return in most of the game week. So given their ownership, less ownership, it makes sense with that. But I feel like if you have to like a pick that I'm contemplating is either is Everton, like either NDI or Kevin Dewsbury Hall. But I just want to
Yeah.
watch them for a couple of game weeks.
Fair, fair, fair. Like, I mean, I would put somebody like Sar from Crystal Palace,
Yeah,
NDI, and Dewsbury Hall from Everton, and I think Kevin Schade, even Dango Otara. Like, I really like him as a pick because he is very much involved in the attack almost always. Like right before he had left for AFCON, I think he was really shining in that field where he was consistently generating an assist or for Thiago up top or even scoring himself. So I like these picks from I fully agree on Sade as well. Like he's definitely gonna be should be on your in your thoughts if you're thinking of something like that and not going something like Rogers and Mbumo and Foden and Enzo and Saka or Rice kind of a structure. If you're going slightly lesser, if you're willing to spend slightly less in your fifth spot, then these players uh, do offer a lot of upside in the upcoming weeks.
yep,
Yeah, I totally agree. And
And
also,
one thought I disagree on Newcastle. I think their fixture run is not great.
yep,
They have a lot of fixtures to play. They are now even in the playoff spots for Champions League. So
yep,
those two extra fixtures again they'll have to play. So I don't like the Newcastle midfield picks anymore. And I think with by that I only mean Bruno G. None of the other picks from
yeah.
Newcastle have
That's why
really
I
done
feel like
anything in FPL.
this is the right point where I can move him to Enzo, and I expect him to deliver more. And he's like a similar player. And with players like Enzo, Rice, Bruno G, and especially all the midfield picks, what I've seen is the fixture run hasn't played a bigger role, but the form has. So if you feel like on an eye test these players look good in good positions, I think it's good to be on, like, it's good to onboard them. The case to point for this and the best example is Harry Wilson here, because he has, like, if I just look from a data, it's like XG is super low, but he's converting, he's taking those shots, he's maybe not in the box, like the box touches are very less, but he's scoring those goals outside the box as well. So and I mean, like, even dribbling and um, getting those odd penalties is also like where he gets assists from corners, where some like long free kicks also where and players like Anderson have converted. So you just have to see, like, outlet to points is there. With Enzo, the outlets to point is he's also taking corners when there is no one, when James is not on the pitch, and it's the last 10 to 20 minutes where you'll actually get those returns from Enzo, and where when you'll not be expecting a lot. So I feel like it's uh, maybe people, it won't be a differential, will be a template pick if people are going on wildcard, but I think it's safe if Palmer is
Yeah.
not an option right now.
yeah, and like just in terms of midfield, I think if you're infusing money into your midfield and you're going to go with a five midfield forward, I think the ideal midfield right now, in my opinion, is Enzo, Rogers, Embumo, Fernandez, and Rice. That should be the ideal midfield right now. In my opinion.
That does that midfield let you have like three striker system as well?
No, it doesn't.
I
That's why I said. That's why my first sentence was: if you're infusing your money into the midfield, that's the ideal midfield to
right,
have right now. With
right.
that, you can have
Exactly.
two up front. And if I have this kind of midfield, I would rather prefer Joao Pedro for the next run of fixtures as compared to Thiago and keep Haaland up front. That would be the ideal team right now. If I
Hmm.
was like kind of wild carding or doing something like that,
Wild carding.
yeah. But
Agreed.
I'm almost there myself with a hit. I'll almost be there. But generally, I think this is something that would kind of make you safe. At the same time, it would also give you an outlet for a lot of points as well with these midfield.
Agreed.
Yeah,
So these
Yeah,
are
yeah. I mean that's the template right now, which you
yeah,
described in the mid.
yeah. And I think it's time to let go of Saka now. I'm sick and tired of Saka.
For
I'd like to
sure.
get
Like if
rid of
you're
him.
on a wild card, I think it doesn't make any
I
sense
mean,
to have him in your team.
even if you're not, just like, I mean, I'm
I
done
mean,
with
if you're
Saka.
not, then it's not a parity transfer because
It's
you're
not right.
spending a transfer also,
Unless you
right?
want
That's
money, unless you want funds.
hmm,
Yeah,
I
then
think
it's
that's
not.
not really a problem,
Yeah,
even with having Saka.
yeah.
yeah. Do you think Salah becomes an option?
No,
Yeah,
not right now. I don't think so. Maybe in the
I
future.
mean,
Maybe in the future,
it
not right now.
he is an option if he scores 2 goals in the next
Two game
match.
weeks he
He
gives
is
returns, he'll be an option.
the moment he scores two
He'll be in
two
wildcard
goals, he's
drafts
an
instead of
option.
Saka, for
Yeah.
So,
sure.
like, if I talk
I
about
mean,
maybe
I feel like if he scores a few goals in like consecutive matches,
Just two.
that will
Yeah,
trigger a lot of wild cards. Actually, say in game
absolutely.
week 26,
yes, that's what
I
where
I
I
agree.
was
am pretty
coming
sure
from,
of that. Like if he
because
if he goes on
if
and
he scores versus
yeah,
Newcastle and City, which is probably the two toughest opponents they are going to have in the next two, if he scores or assists gives return, I think there are going to be a lot of wild cards because you have to break structure for him. He becomes a genuine captaincy shout for the next three: Sunderland, Nottingham, and West Ham.
Uh, I wouldn't go that far, but I would definitely say that he would be
See,
somebody that
with
people.
this, the way season has gone right now for me, I am not saying anything no to any move right now.
Mm, I don't know.
Anyway,
true
like
that.
top
That's
defensive
fair.
fix,
That's fair.
top.
So for me, my my strategy is also is anyway to with that view I am planning to go with two free transfers into 26 because I want to be prepared for any kind of a change in FPL template itself, like
Yeah.
you can easily move into Salah from Saka if you have two free transfers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm. Looking at the XGC of the teams, one second, let me just look at overall XGC. So yeah, United least in the last 6 game weeks, and then followed by Wolves, then Liverpool, but Liverpool still kind of concedes goal, and then we have Arsenal at 6. Palace is abysmal. So going Munoz is obviously with the risk that clean sheet might not be something that is expected.
Surprised to see Sunderland at the bottom.
Yeah, they have been bad in the recent game weeks.
I think they're only good at home.
See, it's like 11 is the XGC and they've
So
conceded 9, so it's
and
not so far.
something which is very striking is Chelsea also. Chelsea is also in the bottom half, so that's also not so encouraging, and that's sort of been evident on the like in during the eye test
I
also.
test, yeah.
It doesn't look like we're the most confident when it comes to defending also because our if you notice in our matches there's no one particular fixed center back pairing itself.
Hmm.
Every match we've played with a different center back pairing, so it doesn't scream stability in that sense, right? The
Yeah.
only two probably players which have played almost every match are Sanchez and Chaluba. Rest everybody has been changed. I think the other one is Kukurea, but then he's too expensive for a simple 6 pointer
Hmm.
without no defcons and attacks.
With Bournemouth, I think the XGC has been 10, but they've conceded 14 goals. So that's some. I think they will at least keep couple of clean sheet maybe or have goals, some good games from a defensive standpoint. But other than that, I don't see like it's very tricky to like, and it's best right now. What I feel like is to pick some attacking defenders with good fixture run and Munoz. That's why I'm very contemplating between a hit for Munoz or a hit for Enzo this game week.
I think you should take a hit for Enzo if you are choosing between the two.
So these are like the top
See,
like
somebody who's actually
predictions.
done well, I think it's United. If you look at the stats,
Yeah, yeah,
United have actually been doing pretty well.
yeah.
Thanks,
And
man.
the other team, surprisingly, who have not kept a lot of clean sheets is Liverpool. Despite having like fabulous, XGC stats, they have ended up always almost conceding goals. But if you believe the data, they should have actually kept the maximum clean sheets in the last few matches. But so still, I mean, definitely do not trust
And
the Liverpool defense right now. But say again, if we're talking about game week 27 and onwards, I'd be interested. Right, they have the fixtures,
yeah,
uh, and the data is supporting. Let's hope if they're able to
Yeah.
overturn their
and
form in defensively, then Liverpool assets or defense also becomes an option.
and Liverpool XGC from open play is just 3.3. So it's like the
Hmm.
set pieces where they are struggling with these
Exactly.
long balls
Yeah.
becoming a theme. So
Is
few,
Calafiori back? I
I
saw
think
Calafiori.
I would love to
Yeah, he's
present.
back.
I would I would love to present this data to few fans who have been a little anti of me, but yeah. Ritin knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, so these are like defensive projections, and then we have. Should we move to um, the?
Yes. Yes.
So these are like game week. Like I wanted to move to the wild card and just have a template in place, but these are like next game week projections. So Chelsea are 2.18 for
Interesting.
the
Yeah,
goal.
let's go through.
Chelsea are quite
I'm
low.
heavily inclined to get Joao Pedro. I have a gut feeling Joao Pedro is the pick for the next 4 game weeks, but I don't know.
Mine is my hunch is on Enzo. I think like it's loaded
Enzo,
like
I
a
already have no.
I think you don't need to be over aggressive, and that's one advice I always
But the thing
like
is,
to
I don't
give
need to be
myself and anybody else.
correct.
Like
But is it the recent form? Just the last 2 game weeks, he's returned in the Premier League. He scored in the Champions League. However, you mentioned Chelsea were bad in the first half, but that's beside the point. He still ended up scoring 2 goals. So I just feel the next 4 game weeks for Chelsea are too good. I mean, to ignore.
and these are some matches which where he actually might end up getting a lot of rest also. So see, I'm
Hmm.
you ask any Chelsea fan, they still do not know how Rosener is trying to manage, or how aggressively is he trying to manage the minutes of all these players. There is, we have not really understood any pattern yet.
Correct.
Who does he favor somebody over the other in this kind of a fixture versus
yeah.
versus PL or so on.
But
So
I
I
think
there's
one
that's
more
the only problem.
one thing, Aman, I think is clear from his play or like the way Chelsea have been playing. I think we can expect a lot of goals. There
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
a clear sign that this team doesn't give up. And last night Champions League match, I was hooked on that. They like something clicked, that
yeah.
everyone was kind of like he's given some freedom that you are going to attack or you are not going back home tonight. So this was like something because it was tough, man, to defend, like to
Yeah,
score against Napoli the way they were defending. They were like five players.
and we've not had a good I think actually no Premier League team has a good record against Napoli.
Yeah,
Liverpool,
man.
you've gone and lost to Napoli.
Yeah.
All It's a very very tough place to go and play. And considering they were the champions, they are the defending champions of Syria. So it's very tough, and it was really really encouraging to see the way
Yes.
he changed or flipped things in the second half. The immediate changes, bringing in Cole Palmer right after the second half, bringing in on Chalobah and Cole, that really really changed things for us.
Yep.
So yeah,
Any
you're right. Like I agree with you. Like we will be attacking, but whom? Like it's not like only Pedro will be, but everybody will be. So where do you go with that?
But
I
don't you
feel
think?
Enzo is the safest pick, but yeah,
so
Correct.
I
But
if
don't
you
you
have
think
to go
this,
different,
at
see
least in the last 2 games, the way they are playing, it's favoring the forward. Don't you think?
it
no
is. It is.
I
I
see
mean,
it, I
in
see it
that
is
respect, Estevao, the wingers are also being favored. The way
Hmm.
Estevao played against Crystal Palace, in that match, it felt like he's almost playing as a inside forward.
Hmm.
So again, like, is it? We are not playing like a city system where everybody's being directed to provide chances for João Pedro as they do for Haaland. But for us, like, it's any forward can go and score.
Hmm.
So
So
where do you go?
I have one small question for both of you. So you have to pick two between these three: Mbumo, Morgan Rogers, and Joao Pedro.
so this is a point of view, man, I wanted to like share on Chelsea. Let me just
First,
zoom
answer
in.
my question, then share the point of view.
What was the question?
I'll prefer Mbumo and Rogers amongst the
So,
three.
I
Varun, my question was if you have to choose two between Joao Pedro, Mbumo, and Morgan Rogers, who would you choose?
João Pedro, Morgan Rogers,
Mbumo.
Embumo, and
These three, you have to choose two out of these three.
Embumo and Rogers.
Mbumo and Rogers. Hmm.
X
Okay.
minutes is better. So like let's say Chelsea's expected goal in the next till 31. I'm saying
Yeah.
till 31 is 13, right? 13 point, and let's consider it 14.
Hmm.
13.8.
At least 4 goals can
Yeah.
be Enzo, right?
Yeah.
and that is like when he
Yeah,
gets a goal, he his BPS
very
share
well can
his
be.
BPS share is also always high because of the amount of defensive work he
Al-
does and
Yeah,
everything. So I'm expecting like 40 points at least in like next 6 game weeks or 7 game weeks. So it is a fair thing to assume, right, with like
fair.
Enzo. So and penalty chances, everything. So given that into consideration, and the most of the skewness is like 2.2, 1.9, 2, 2, 3, and then like next 4 game weeks is like the expectation is around 9 goals, and I think in 9 goals he should have at least 2 goals or 2 assists, something like that. That is a fair assumption to have with Enzo, I feel,
Yeah, I
because
mean
he's
that's why everybody is prioritizing Enzo,
yeah,
because it's the pen share
yeah,
that adds to the appeal.
yeah. All right. So any other
The
fixture?
one interesting factor though is yeah. So one thing I just wanted to bring up, I think Doku got injured in yesterday's match in Champions League.
Oh,
So
Oh,
that can mean that Semenyo will actually end up playing on his favored left side forward position, where which is, and he's actually not been doing bad in the right on the right side already. And if he's the one who's playing on the left now, and he's more likely to play in Premier League than anybody else. So he's a genuine shout, but with the caveat that he will not play in game week 31. So it's a genuine competition between Semenyo, Rogers, and Mbumo for that one spot, I feel.
yep,
hmm.
fair. But I think if Semenyo's X minute is sorted, he trumps all others.
Yeah, I agree.
Any
Hmm.
other pick game fixture that you feel like we are targeting United
Words.
with
What about words?
Yeah, I was about
words?
to come to Liverpool because I feel everybody is sort of ignoring Liverpool picks, and sooner than later, everybody will realize that's what's missing, and nobody has it.
Everybody's
I,
focusing
I'm,
on Ekitike, not ignoring
I,
the others.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, and they're focusing on moving Ekutike out. If
Yeah.
I had him, I would keep him at all
So I'll
costs,
tell
like
you
because
with
he is becoming the biggest differential right now.
one thing with Liverpool again is now Frimpong got injured yesterday. So
Oh.
with Sobos, Endo was like experimented there and he had a crazy game. Like he played really well there. So if that is going to happen, then Soboslai is expected to play 10 with Wirtz here and there because Wirtz is always up front somewhere. In that case also Soboslai can be a hold, and then from 27 onwards they have a good fixture, and same is the case with Ekitike that if you have a Liverpool asset right now you should hold for the next two, because I feel like what is happening right now, we sell players before the two tough fixtures and they end up getting the returns and we are regretting not
Yep.
having that
Yeah.
patience. So like my thought process is similar, like I will trust Ekitike again. He got a goal, must have gotten some confidence back. Salah is back, so Salah should enable some of like, and Salah again, Salah is playing wider. He's not getting into the box kind of role, so he might be the sister to Ekitike again in this particular scenario. So it's better to now test the waters here.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I'll discuss in my team. Like I am trying to figure out a way back into some Liverpool exposure in my team down the line, if not immediately. But yeah, I mean that's one team I feel where difference can be made if you have somebody from Liverpool.
Is there
And
any?
the other one, like, see, a lot of players are very bullish on Everton, uh, like somebody like an NDI or Dewsbury Hall, but I'm not fully,
I
there with
think it's like a
Everton yet.
yeah, same. I think it's a placekeeper right now. You can always rely on like a pick like Tarkowski and a midfield pick like NDI because he has penalties. So again, those odd goals will come here and there. With Dewsbury Hall, you get return when you don't expect one. So that's the case. What we've seen in this season, relying on that theme. It's not like they have numbers or data or anything to back it up. It's like more like an emotional play with Everton right now.
Like rather than NDI or Dewsbury Hall, I am sort of getting interested in Barry. He has
Hmm.
scored 4 goals in last 5 matches. He is on a good run, and he is somewhere something like 5 or 5.5 million, if I'm not wrong. So he becomes a genuine option, a proper, outright forward goal scoring forward, and he is much better. That kind same money is much better spent on somebody like Barry if he's in form, rather than somebody like a Dewsbury Hall or Elliot Anderson,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Even somebody like a Brobby from Sunderland, like he's been doing terrifically well,
Yeah. Yep.
and he's also 5 million. So I think I am more interested in Barry
I think Aman's connection got.
Yes.
Anyway, he'll join back. So
The answer to the first question is yes.
no, I think we've taken care of most of these.
Yeah.
Foden, best captain. We'll discuss the best
Bruno.
captain when we get to our teams.
Yeah.
Palmer we've spoken about, like doesn't seem like an option. Saka is a keep if you have till 26 again. Thiago is again a keep. Ekitike is a keep. Tavernier replacement we've spoken about in length. Um, spoken about all the picks in that price point. So for a brief, it's like Sar is a pick there. Obviously, if you can go slightly up, then Rogers, Enzo, all these are becoming good options there. Virgil is also a sell right now because of the next two fixtures, and you have options like Chaloba to go, and then
Yeah.
we've
I mean,
spoken.
Virgil has been a sell for the last a lot of weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, this is the wildcard draft I had put across, and obviously, you guys can
Hmm.
have changes, but it takes care of it has the flavor of Jao Pedro as you mentioned, but obviously, it's like three Chelsea assets may or may not be right, but this is something like the best option right now. Aman is back, I think.
Yeah.
So, Aman, we've moved to we just looked
Wildcard.
at the dilemma questions we have for 24. We've kind of discussed all. So we wanted to
Yeah.
pivot quickly to the wildcard draft. So this is one of the draft
Yes.
that I put across I like, but obviously, I think we can first discuss about this draft that some things that is completely lock for you and something where you're open to consideration. And maybe Aman, you want to have a look and tell us what are the
Yeah,
locks.
like Sanchez is Sanchez is a great. I think it's Sanchez, right, in the goal. I mean, I'm not if
I
Yeah.
think this has
It's-
four. This has four Chelsea assets, so obviously you can take it as Verbruggen right now. I think I didn't change it, but
yeah. So I agree with the Chalobah pick, but I don't like going double up on the defense.
yeah, yeah.
I'd rather maybe if I, and if you really want to go differential, like you're looking to go differential, then Jao Pedro over Thiago absolutely makes sense as we've discussed. For me, three picks will be always fixed in this draft in the wildcard draft, which are Enzo, Bruno, and Mbumo.
Hmm.
Beyond that, Gabriel is definitely a permanent fixture, permanent pick for me, and then Haaland, obviously. And beyond that is where you can start experimenting, right? If you are somebody who is in a great spot, like it would be surprising if you're in a great spot rank wise and you still are wild carding, but my assumption is almost everybody who's actually wild carding is fed up of their team and they don't have the picks who've been returning, or and they've lost a lot of rank, and that's why they like the idea of wild carding. So in that sense,
Hmm.
I would actually go on and take on somebody like a Rice, and I would just go with two Arsenal picks for the moment,
Hmm.
or even go Maverick and go triple up on Arsenal defense
Hmm.
with Raya, Gabriel, and Timber.
Yeah.
Having Raya in your as your keeper will help you manage game week 31, because then you can definitely play somebody like Dubravka from your bench in that week,
Hmm.
and you only have two outfield Arsenal picks to manage who directly go on the bench along with Haaland, right? And you don't have to worry about any other pick, right? Everybody else will come back into the playing 11 for you. And as a result, I would not have Gehi in my draft as well. I would probably be looking as Alderete or Mukiele as my fifth, and then some in place of Gehi, I might actually think of somebody like say Anderson from Fulham or Richards, or if somehow I can squeeze somebody like a Munoz in that position. Although I feel it would be very difficult to have four five five plus million picks in the same team. So yeah, I mean maybe Richards is decent in that place. So yeah, that's where I am. And then again, I will not also have Wilson.
Yeah,
Uh,
same. I would keep Morgan
I would,
Rogers. I'll try to fit in Morgan
yeah,
Rogers
for
somehow.
sure. I would have one Villa asset, which would definitely be Morgan Rogers
Yeah,
in that place.
and I like your idea of going triple or at least two Arsenal defense and removing Arsenal from the midfield totally.
Yeah,
Um,
that sort of helps you go and attack with different players, because that's what you're looking to do at this moment with with the wild card.
yeah, I'd
Yeah, I
rather
think
keep Morgan Rogers and maybe what Semenyo or someone in the midfield instead of Rice and
Yeah.
Wilson.
so. Let's
See,
create a
Semenyo
fixture.
again is a great pick, but then again, like I think you somebody who's wild carding, they don't need to make a lot of transfers for the next 3-4 weeks at the very least, and
Yeah,
they will have enough transfers saved up to at least manage one extra city player like somebody like a Semenyo.
yeah.
So yeah, that is easily manageable by the time 31 game week 31 rolls around.
Yeah, because I believe City will also go all guns blazing now because they would have smelled that. I mean, Arsenal
Yeah,
is just 4 points ahead now, so they will give their all in the next few games, is what I believe. So they will go
absolutely.
hard in the next few games, and I believe
And
the
for
same for Arsenal as well. Like they'll hit back
Yep.
hard against Leeds. They'll try to at least. I mean, Leeds is
Yeah.
playing fine. They're not playing bad at all. They're not pushovers at least for the last few game weeks, 5-10 game weeks since the manager changed.
And one good strategy is actually even not going with, could also be just going with two Arsenal picks at the moment. Keep the third pick open.
Yeah,
I just saw yesterday Kai Havertz had one goal, I think one or two goals and one assist as well. If he becomes an option, what an amazing, amazing pick he will be as a differential in game week 26 if you have that spot open,
I agree.
right? Like he could be something that you can move into from Joao Pedro
Correct.
directly. He gives you that outlet. So I mean, I like that idea as well. But
I mean, I
I'm
always preferred Havertz
absolutely,
over Gyökeres or anybody else. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's the kind of draft I think we're all looking at. I
I
mean,
think
this
I
is
think the
with the
problem.
assumption you're not looking to go just safe.
It's always advisable to do a wild card if you need at least like 5 to 6 transfers. If you can reach there between 2 to 3 transfers, then it's not there's no point, and that's where I'm right now. I feel I'm just 2 to 3 transfers away, and I don't know if I should take a hit. And I think a lot of managers will have the same dilemma, right? They
Yeah,
will be around 2 to 3 transfers away from, let's say, close to this draft, and some people will pull the trigger and just play the wild card in this game week, not knowing that there's no point in it, right? I mean, you can always defer one of your transfers and make one smart move and then just like, save it, because there's going to be double game weeks, blank game weeks going forward, and you would need all your chips hopefully in the
yeah,
second half.
So this is
absolutely. So if you feel basically you're just at least three or even four good transfers away from your desirable wild card, I don't think there's a need to hit it.
Exactly.
Maybe you just manage it with one hit. I think it's
Correct.
absolutely viable to take one hit and manage it. If you are taking three hits, that's where I think you should definitely
Correct.
yeah,
trigger the wild card.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think this is one the other draft that I had saved, but I think I uh, pulled up the another one. But all right, you let's move to our teams then. Or
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
I think this is Aman.
Yeah, this is
So
mine. So I have made one transfer right after the previous game we got over, wherein I I immediately got in Mbumo in place of Gordon. and I think the team automatically picks itself because earlier I had Dorgu before it was announced that he is out for the next 10 weeks. So, and I since I'd already made a transfer, and I think that was the transfer I was going to make no matter what, whether it was Dorgu was injured or not. I was always going to make that move. So, yeah, I mean, I have Raya and Gabriel at the back. Alderete has a great fixture, so I'm starting him, and I think O'Reilly is also good for a start. Although I don't know what will happen.
Should
I
start.
think Ryan Eturi also started, so I think O'Reilly is pretty safe to start. Although he's dropped twice now. From the price I bought him at 5.2, and he's down to 5 million now, but
Hmm.
Right.
I'm losing value every week. So, but yeah, it's okay. I don't think that's a priority transfer at the moment. And then I have, I think last week I took a hit to get in Enzo when it was announced that Tavernier is also injured, and he has a hamstring. So I have Enzo, I have Mbumo, whom I got this week, and then I have Fernandez, who again I got last week. And then Saka, I think I'm just stuck with him at this moment, and that's the situation. I have no option but to sort of play him at least till 26, and then I'll reassess what to do with Saka. Before that, I don't think that's one position I need to really stress about. And then I think I'm sort of happy with the way my team is sort of getting structured, because I have Haaland, I have Thiago, which everybody I think is it's so strange that people are more fearful of Thiago than
Then
Haaland
Haaland.
at the moment. Yeah, it's strange, but yeah, like I'm just glad I didn't ever sell him throughout. And then I have Watkins, whom I actually like, because it's a differential over Rogers, where everybody else is going to. Though I fully understand he is a minutes risk, he does not probably play 90 minutes all the time, and now he has even competition. So for the short term at least, I don't mind him at all, and if he delivers, it would be an amazing outcome. And is one position where I'm thinking I can move into Ekitike by game week 27, because I had Ekitike in that place when I moved out of him into Watkins, and now it can be my opportunity to move back into him, because I feel if Salah starts performing, ultimately even Ekitike will benefit from it. Salah will be providing assists to Ekitike, and then and we saw that in the Champions League. So I am more interested, despite if Salah gets in form, I would rather take Ekitike as the pick from Liverpool than anybody else, over Sabozlai, over Salah, or anytime. So yeah, that's where I am in
Yeah.
my thoughts. And next week I'm planning to roll, so that I have two free transfers in game week 26, and we'll see how to make use of those transfers.
I think a solid team in terms of the teams that are having a good fixture. You have them loaded up. I would just probably have Munoz or a Chelsea defense, but other than that, it looks like a wildcard template to me.
It's almost there. It's not the template, but it's sort of there. Mix
Yeah,
and match.
like I mean,
It's
if you are
kind of a mix
building,
and match.
if someone is building a wildcard 24, they can have this version as well, like with Munoz or Chaloba, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure like people will pick somebody like Rice and Rogers over Saka
Yeah.
and
Do you have free transfers left?
no, I'm good.
Okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, what was your thought though? If I had one more left, what would have
Free
you done?
transfer?
I would do Dorgo to Chaloba, or if you had money,
I
or
can't. I can't. I mean, I don't have that much in the bank. I just have point 0.2 in the bank. So it's Dorgu is right now 4.3. So I can go max up to 4.5 with a
If you had
single
a free
transfer.
transfer, then I mean next week you would have two, right? That's why I was asking in that
No,
sense.
next week. Yeah, but now I'll have just one.
Yeah, so you could take out O'Reilly then and probably
O'Reilly
get.
to
I don't
Munoz.
think I want to take out O'Reilly. I'd rather take
Oh,
out
really?
Dorgu for somebody else, right?
Yeah, yeah. Priority
Yeah,
is
you can take
Dorgo.
out Dorgu also. Priority is Dorgu, but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
See, O'Reilly, I think like if you look at his so O'Reilly is anyway a transfer out. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right. I have to
correct.
move him out before 31. So,
Yeah.
but uh, am I so hell bent on doing that
I don't
immediately?
think
Not
so. He
really.
just gave
It's
us six
fine, I
points in the
think.
last game, so I think it should be okay for now. And
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure City will be very much interested in keeping those clean sheets.
yeah,
It's just a 4 point gap now.
Yeah.
correct.
Let's me quickly take through my team. So I moved out Foden, got in Fernandez. I think during the matches of last game week only. He's my captain for next game week. We haven't spoken much about captaincy, but I think all three of us are aligned that he's a good shout this game week. Haaland is away to Spurs. He got a goal last night, but I think it's still fair to have him. I am I'm keeping Shaka right now because I feel like the injury was played down by some journalists. So if he is there fit, then I would play him against Burnley. If he's not, then Richards will come for me. I'll also assess the benching order. I'll feel like even I can keep Bruno G ahead of Richards, but just have to think of um, how to manage this. If Bruno G is also not fit, then I think it's going to be the same what it is right now. Fairly
Mm.
happy with my defense. Van Heck has good fixture now, and then he becomes a good rotation for me with others. O'Reilly
Yeah.
is going to be Munoz sooner than later, and Bruno G. I think the next game week I will probably, or this game week I might take. So it's depending on fitness of Bruno G right now. If he's
I think a hit is incoming for you some
So
in the next
hit
one or two
with
matches.
yeah. So here with the hit, the case is if Bruno is out, like Bruno Gimenez is out, then it's easier for me to take a hit. Then I can justify the player was out and getting 2 points. It'll be like offsetting those 4 point hit. Um, it could still happen if I feel like that Enzo is inevitable, which I feel like even in this pod, I feel like there are very few options
I
and
think you have been the strongest proponent of Enzo this whole pod, and like this week is the best entry point if you
yeah.
have to capitalize on the good Chelsea
Yeah,
run of next four
yeah,
matches. I don't think you should be delaying it because what if he goes big in this next very match? So
yeah.
then it's basically from that point onward is diminishing returns, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's also to add on to that, he's already returned in the last game, so the best
And
Yeah.
entry point is gone.
last game and CL game as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
But I think
that
I think you have a fairly balanced team. You have all attacks covered. Like you have Liverpool attack, you have
Yeah.
City attack, you have Villa attack, you have United attack, and you have the ideal Arsenal attack also. Nobody wants Saka now. Everybody's like rooting for, like, not rooting for, but they want Rice because of the price difference. So I
I
think
think like Shaka and Bruno are the only two problems in your team, nobody else.
um, yeah, I mean, you can save a transfer and then just do your transfers next week. I don't think there are very huge problems because Bruno G is confirmed not playing, huh?
I think
no,
the only missing key in this is like a Chelsea attacker.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have Chalobah, but you don't have any Chelsea
And you
attacker.
don't have any free transfers, right?
no.
You've already made your transfers.
I would have actually sort of took a hit for Enzo this week
Yeah, I
if
would
I
take
were
a
in
hit for
your place.
Enzo.
I can still
And
take. Let me just
yeah,
take. Like I think I won't be priced out.
can you do Shaka to Enzo directly?
No, I won't do that.
Oh, then Bruno G to this
I
thing.
think he wants to keep that 5 million place intact, right?
Oh, then
That's
Bruno
why.
G you can
For
do
the,
directly, right?
It's good for the structure.
Yeah, Bruno G you can directly replace.
Mm. Oh yeah,
Bruno,
I can easily do that.
I
Yeah,
think
maybe tonight. I think he's due
I would
to.
do that. That is what I would do in your place if I was.
Yeah,
Because everything
is
else
Enzo
is fairly
also
certain.
rising tonight?
yeah. I think
Who?
he's
Who?
Enzo.
Enzo.
He hasn't already risen in price once, is it? This week.
No, he's risen like twice since I got him last week, but I think he might be on the rise again before the deadline.
Chaloba, Gabriel are expected to rise tonight.
Tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Then I have to make some of my moves tonight.
Chaloba and Gabriel, yes.
Okay, this is my
Let's
team, huh?
check Enzo. Enzo is pretty far off
Yeah.
from price rise
He's
at this
not going
moment.
to. It will be a deadline move for me.
But Chalobah can rise, right? I
Because
don't.
I
Yeah.
also think Semenyo somewhere like could be if like this Doko thing is true, then I think his minutes could be better.
Hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But
Fair
like,
enough.
whom would you get him in for?
Bruno G again.
Bruno G.
Bruno G.
I have the funds, I think, for that as well.
But I would not suggest that for you because you also have O'Reilly. You'll be tripling up on City, so you'll have to spend at least two transfers on. Or for you, can you go back to your team again?
I mean, I honestly feel City will thrash Tottenham.
I
No, that is a
you have
tricky
Raya,
fixture.
right? You have Raya. Okay, then
Yeah.
that's fine. But like even then, I think you'll have to manage two spots, right? For O'Reilly and Semenyo. That's two transfers you need
Mm,
extra.
yeah.
If you're getting someone, get Enzo. Nobody else. Don't think about anybody else for this game week at least.
Yeah. If I had to, like, if I feel so, if I know Bruno G might be managed because his injuries. Did he play last night? But I didn't even check.
I also didn't
And
check.
Newcastle doesn't have the best run of fixtures also, so it's okay to take him out
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. I
No
think it's a
holding
fair move out of Bruno G for
before he
sure.
drops in price or something, or if he's already dropped, then it's a separate thing.
Yeah, he won't drop in price. I just checked. Like that's
Okay.
he's okay over
He
there.
was
But
on
yeah,
the
he was
bench.
not.
He was on the bench,
He was.
so he
Oh,
might start.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't think you'll play him against Liverpool. You'll play him against Brentford maybe and
But
Tottenham.
these are the sort of games he get goals, right?
Liverpool.
Like like tricky fixtures. But yes, obviously it's better to
Yeah,
move to Enzo. That's
Bruno G. That's what I call Bruno Fernandes.
okay. Vimarsh, go ahead.
No, I mean, my team. I haven't done any transfers as of now. I just have one free
good.
transfer, and I am currently planning to take a hit or just do Foden to Morgan Rogers. But what I'm planning right
I
now,
don't think you are actually the one who's doing better amongst all four of us, right?
yeah,
I don't think a hit is warranted for your team. I
uh,
don't think at all.
This
I
week,
mean, we
no.
are all of us together combined, like as compared to the other managers, are not doing that well. So it's not about us.
But
We have to
we
chase.
have to ensure that at least you continue to do
Yeah, but
amazing.
to do that, I need a couple of changes. So what I'm planning
No,
right
I think
now
see
is
what I realize is you get greedy that you just want to get to the template as quickly as possible in your mind, and
correct.
for that you are willing to take those extra hits almost all every time. And I
But
want
I've
to
just taken.
actively move you away from that pattern.
No, but I
So
think I've just
please,
taken two hits this season as of now. Not too many,
that's
two or three
great.
hits tops. But what I'm planning, like my plan, just hear me out and let me know if it makes sense. My plan right now, Foden I have to take out anyway, right?
Hmm.
And I somehow have a gut feeling that Pedro will should be fine for the next 4 game week. So what I'm planning is Foden to Morgan Rogers or Mbumo, one of them. If I get Mbumo, I can't do this guy Mark Gu to Pedro. So what I'm planning is Foden to Morgan Rogers
Right.
and Mark Gu to Pedro for a hit.
No, 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 not for a
And I'll
hit.
bench Wilson.
No,
I
no,
would
no.
not go there.
You
I
wouldn't
would
have
not go there because Pedro is again a transfer out in like 4
four
weeks.
game weeks.
Right? Yeah, but why
Hit,
do you
hit.
want to?
You don't have to take a hit, Vimarsh. It's just Foden to Mbumo or Rogers. Like, just think of that.
Yeah, but the problem is that I don't have a this thing. I'll have to play Richards. I don't want to play Richards. I'd rather take a hit for a forward. I because Wilson I don't think will return against United is what I feel.
That is, I like he's the last worry you have. It's the team is sorted. Wilson is in lot of wildcard drafts, so you don't have to worry about. And his
He is,
ownership,
but
but
my
we have
plan
to.
was
People are
Wilson will be
getting
my
hurt.
rotating fifth midfielder. I'll play 3-4-3 this week, then next week I'll play 3-5-2. I'll bench Thiago.
Richards got a goal last game week. He is good for anything.
Yeah,
His
but
fixtures.
It was Richards' first goal in the season and just his third goal in his entire Premier League career. So
No,
it is
it's
very rare.
not his first goal in the season. He has
It is his
scored
first goal. It is his first goal in the season.
like
Richards.
in Premier League, yes, but in cup
Yes,
games
yes.
he scored twice.
In the cup games. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah,
So
but I mean, I can't. I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like playing Richards in the back four. I think
I think
it
it's
might.
fine. Not against Nottingham, it's 100% fine. They are
Yeah, I mean,
not
they are
so
actually
good.
playing well. They are not. I mean, they
I
are.
know, but they will also get better. It's not like and they
I think that that might because even in the last game week, the transfers I did were I think one was Bruno and one more player I got, and both of them gave massive returns.
so you should just do Foden to Mbuemo or Rogers. Please trust me and don't waste your transfer. You will need it.
No, but the point is that if I do these transfers right now, I don't need any transfer in the future for at least 2 to 4 game weeks. I'm sorted then, is what I feel.
Hmm.
That is also the point, right? I somehow feel I should hold on to not getting Mbumo right now, is what I feel, but I don't know. Maybe I just get Mbumo only.
Hmm.
I think there'll be a blank against Fulham.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a thrashing of Fulham. It'll be a good game. So I'm not totally sure of getting Mbumo right now. I would rather prefer Morgan Rogers, and yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
that's
good.
what.
But overall, the team looks sorted to me. Like it is.
Yeah, I think defense-wise, I'm sorted. Senesi and Mukele should be good for this game week, and Gabriel is anyway fine.
Hmm.
Between Dubravka and Verbruggen, this time I'm playing Verbruggen. Last time I played Dubravka, he gave a good 5 pointer, even though he conceded. So I was sorted then. But Verbruggen, now I'll keep him. I think Everton, he has better chances. Sunderland will definitely score against Burnley at the stadium, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. I mean that's it. I mean I don't have any other plans right now. I just hope I don't take a hit, but I might end up doing that. Let's see.
Aman dropped early, I think. But nonetheless, I think thank you all who joined. I think we had roughly over 100 views this time.
Nice.
Requesting everyone who joined to like and subscribe us
Yes.
and keep supporting us through our FPL journey this season. And see you soon next game week.
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Aman is back. Aman, we were just saying the last
Bye.
words.
My network has been acting up. Sorry.
No worries. You want to give a like and subscribe plug for our viewers?
Yeah, man. Like, so we've been trying to stay as consistent as possible. It's been tough sometimes, but yeah, we're still trying. There's a lot going on the personal front for the four of us at different points in time. So yeah, but we're trying to manage. But we'd really appreciate your likes and subscribe on this channel. I hope uh, you like the content or the kind of things we discuss, the kind of stats
Yeah.
we bring, the kind of perspectives we trying to share with you guys. So hope you appreciate it, and just give us hit those buttons, give us a like and subscribe on our channel.
And hit the
uh
bell icon.
Follow us. Yeah, hit those bell icons, because we don't pod as much. We're trying to,
Yeah.
but at least we are trying to maintain once a week frequency, and let's see we if we're able to do a few more pods going forward. But yeah, thanks
Yeah.
a lot for your support.